Normally, you know, I would wait and have the title screen showing, but there's a concert coming up, which is really exciting. That's never happened in this stream before, so at least we get to talk about concerts. Nothing especially special about it, if I'm to be completely honest, but it'll tell you at the end of the concert that you get some really nice boost. So that's the reason why most people even bother to gather around for it. So it's going to be interesting. Most of the time the concerts are held on the first floor, but this one, it's held on this, or I'm assuming this one is going to be held on the second. But yeah, I have nothing more to add beyond that. I guess we're going to find out which one it is, and act accordingly. Plans for today. As I understood it, it seems like tests will not be available for today's stream, unfortunately. Hopefully Anthony will be. I actually forgot to cover a lot about titles specifically and how they can help you in the level up process. So I wanted to cover that briefly. I'll also actually probably cover a couple more topics in regards to how to quickly level up in this game. So that might be really interesting to talk about. To me, like some of it, like the game design decisions they made for that, as well as including this concert, also kind of broadly goes over an interesting. Oh, hi, Tia. An interesting, like I feel like rather common free-to-play game design, and definitely common amongst the MMO game design process. So I thought that would be really interesting to cover as well, and maybe discuss probably some ethics, game design ethics behind that. For the most part, what we're going to be discussing is actually something that I think is mostly fine from a game design standpoint, but there are a few places where it can be concerning. So yeah, we'll talk about that eventually. Those are the topics I had in mind. Joining us, I believe, is Chris right now. There is a quick discussion between us about potentially changing the schedule of our streaming, weekly streams, for starting next week. This is largely because I have a new set of errands, regular errands, coming up on Fridays, and that might require me to change and reduce the amount of time I'm capable of streaming. But that's really just it. Again, the details, we're working on it. It's actually rather a public conversation on our Discord channel, so you can also check out our Discord channel there and figure out what the changes are. Yeah. What else is worth talking about? We have Beginner Orbit game design coming up tomorrow, right? Oh, that was creepy.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I muted myself. Yes. Live concert starts now. That was the most elaborate live concert I've been to. Oh, part 2.
聞いてくれてありがとう。みんなの声や応援しっかり届いたよ。盛り上がって輝いてて最高だった。これだけで終わらせたくないよね。そうだよね、みんな。届けよう。次元を隔てた世界にも今ここにいない人にだって。どんな時でもどんな場所にも光は差し込む。みんなの心で世界は輝くよ。光の果て。もし一人きりならここまでたどり みんなは絶対に一人なんかじゃないよ。世界を隔てていても心はつながってる。そして光の果ては未来につながってる。みんなでつないだ未来へ力を合わせて一緒に歩いていこうね。
There we go. Alright. Yeah. I apologize, the volume was really quiet on that, and I'm assuming that it came out really quiet on the stream as well. Like, just to make sure that at least I'm audible, as well as Chris for that matter, we often, lower the volume of the game quite significantly. So, unfortunately, that probably affected the live concert quite negatively. Let's see. We are gonna go right to story mode, but before I do that, to verify, here it is.
Pretty quiet.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Here it is. We have the Tri-Boost 25, thanks to the concert effect, and it lasts, if memory serves correct, a full 2 hours. So on top of, the Tri-Boost 40, which I just actually grinded prior to this, on top of the 40, we get another 25 on top of that, so that's really cool. Well, without further ado, let's do the story mode. I might go a little overtime than we normally do for story mode, just to compensate for the fact that we had a little live concert earlier. Maybe next time you can remind me, Chris, that I need to fix that. Where were we? I know that Xeno and Get Some Holt was probably the second to last cutscene, so we can probably jump right onto surveillance or observation, and then entrusted by Draconians and so on and so forth. Alright, let's go. Let's get right to it. Story mode, go!
Oh, お構いなく。戦闘軌道の参考になればと観察していただけですから。しかし、なるほど。感覚の鋭敏さだけでなく、その他の能力も非常に高くまとまっている。同じアークスとしては心強い。ですが、申し上げていませんでしたね。私も一応アークスです。基本的には私とあなたは仲間という枠に入ります。ですから警戒は無用ですよ。観察はもう十分です。では。
That demo was more like so long. Oh well.
惑星ナベリウス上空にて深淵なる闇の反応が増大しつつあります。
Oh, that's a good urgent quest, but I think we're gonna skip that. Wow, such cutscene.
New 隠したか。
Yeah, that's accurate. It was really weird because the Japanese just says like dragon. Must have hit it. But this is perfectly fine. The flavor text is totally okay and within character as far as I can tell.
お、よう、やっぱお前さんもここに来たか。例の武器、ここにありそうなんだろ。仮面野郎も目撃されたって話だしな。
ねえねえ、例の武器とか仮面とかそんなのどうでもいいから早く進みましょうよ。
Oh, interesting. They summarized her sentence. She actually said something to the lines of, it's great and all that we're talking about this dragon and, mass person, but can we just like hurry up and get this over with?
こんなおっかないところに長居したくないんだけど。
And, that's the reason.
そのおっかないところをこれから隅々まで探索しようって話なんだが、お前帰るか？
帰らないわよ。君とゼノ、二人だけにするなんて危ないもん。
はいはい、そうですねと。
Yeah, that's also a summarization, which is fair because it would have been really tedious if they added in an extra yeah or whatever. So that's totally fine.
まあ、お前さんとせっかく合流できたんだし、仲良く一緒に行くとしようぜ。
Interesting. They added in a yeah in that, which is fine.
で、どう探していくかって話だが。
Actually, that is a completely accurate line. Very direct translation, if anything.
またよ、アークスの子。
竜族、敵？
落ち着けってエコ。どうもそんな様子じゃないぞ。
こうに先の感謝を述べる。我が命かように救われた。そして我は言葉を預かった。ここより西進みし先にてこう待つ者がいる。託すべきものがある。そうおっしゃっていた。役は果たした。我は去る。行く行かないはこうの自由だ。
Yeah, that looks fine.
うわ、すげえ迫力。竜族ってああやって喋るんだな。喋るっつうかテレパシーか？
Oh, interesting. The localization here is fine. You can tell from the tone of the voice that Zeno actually kind of ended with the question there. Was it more telepathy than speaking? Question mark. It's fine. This is fine.
しかしなんだっけか、西に進んだ先で誰かが待ってるだったか。
Oh, interesting. This is more straightforward than the original Japanese. The Japanese one is like, so anyway, there was something with someone over there on West, was it? I think. There's just like a lot of stammering and a lot of repetition in that line. So they kind of trimmed that down into anyway. Apparently, someone's waiting West here. Which I don't know about you, but I'd prefer to read than listen to that Japanese dialogue again.
さすがに罠って感じでもなかったが、どうするよ。進む道は任せるぜ。でだ。 お前はいつまで俺にひっついてるつもりだよ。
別にひっついたりしてないわよ。ゼノが暴れそうだから抑えてただけ。
お前の中で俺は一体どういうキャラになってるんだ？
Oh, interesting. His actual line here is more like, wait, in your head, what kind of character am I? Right? He's questioning her logic, but they changed it to what kind of brain-dead idiot do you think I am exactly? And I don't know. The Japanese line seems to not make an assumption, right? He's like, what? Why are you making this absurd assumption about me? In which this case, obviously, Echo is lying, as the reader can tell. But it's interesting in this case that they switched it up to, he knows she's lying. And he's just like, what? Why are you passing this lie off with the assumption that I'm this complete idiot? So, I don't know. That's an interesting change in characterization. It's not that significant in my opinion, because that's actually pretty consistent. Knowing how the rest of this story goes, that's actually pretty consistent with the relationship Echo and Xeno have, so I'm fine with this. Oh, the camera zoom into Echo there was kind of important, I guess.
Oh, 竜族がいるぜ。お前さんを待ってたって感じだな。
来た。アークスの子よ。
さっきの竜族が言ってたこいつを待ってるのってあんたのことか？
我が呼んだわけではない。我は言葉を預かるのみ。しかし見事なものだ。そなたとあの研究者はこと対話をしてみせた。いいな、それだけではない。さらなる先を切り開いた。そなたとの出会いに感謝。テリオ通り感謝。雑談が過ぎたな。我の言葉、その意味はすべて進めばわかること。
So I paused on the last dialogue earlier because, this character just name dropped another character. And I was trying to place exactly what the reference was, because every once in a while the localization can sometimes make a mistake. But I couldn't place it. I would have to kind of go back to recording and see. But I think there's nothing immediately terrible about any of these dialogues.
この先、奥で待っている。進むがいい。アークスよ。
Interesting. I think the Japanese one doesn't even address your character as Child of ARKS, they just say ARKS. I don't know how relevant that is.
なんとも盛り上げてくれるな。さて、奥では何が待ってるんだか。
Oh, interesting. They swapped that out to, this is kind of exciting. Well, that's actually not a bad place. Not a bad translation. I kind of would have went along the lines of, well, it sounds like they're pulling out a red carpet for you or something. Like, so there's a what Zeno's implying is there seems to be a lot being set up right now for your entrance for whatever reason. So like, wow, there's a lot of fanfare going on or something to that effect would have been, I feel, closer to the Japanese dialogue. It's a small nitpick, like this doesn't really affect his character or what's going on. So
気をつけないとダメだよ。まだ罠の可能性もあるんだから。
もういいからお前帰れって。高所恐怖症でへっぴり腰っておよそアークスとは思えないぞ。
Yeah, the classic reverse sentence structure method. The typical, usual thing. What I should probably clarify what I mean for anyone that's just recently started watching this stream. I've already said that a rather frequent technique that I personally use for localization is because the Japanese sentence structure is dramatically different from English. Sometimes you just end up reorienting the words so that, like, what Zeno actually says is like, when your knees are shaking up due to your fear of heights, hard to believe you're in ARKS, right? But that doesn't quite flow in an English sentence, so they just reverse the order to say hard to believe when you're ARKS when your like knees is shaking. Typically common thing. It's totally fine from a translation point of view. It's just, like I said, it does take away some bits of surprise, because Japan does take advantage of the fact that and English does this too, obviously. Takes advantage of the fact that certain details comes towards the end of the sentence than at the beginning. So sometimes, like, it's difficult to actually try preserving that when the whole point of the thing is, like, you just kind of have this slow draw until finally you get to the end of the sentence. Whereas the translation from Japanese to English, that becomes really hard to do because the English dialogue doesn't quite flow that way. But regardless, this is just me pointing out just a thing that happens very frequently in localization, and it's not weird or unusual, it's just a typical technique they end up doing.
うるさい。
Alright, what is this?
"なんだか素直じゃないな。
なんだと?
別に何でもないわよ、何でも。
この先で貴様を待っている。だがダーカーも増えている。せいぜい気をつけるんだな。
あいつは東土にいた仮面野郎。面倒なタイミングで現れやがって。
貴様何者だ。竜族の領域に無断で踏み入るとは。
貴様を殺す。
どう見ても見逃してくれるって雰囲気じゃないわよね。すごくおっかないんだけど。
貴様とそしてその友柄、貴様たちは先に進め。こ
この無礼者とは我が戯れよう。
邪魔をするなら殺す。
面白い。我らの力その身に刻め。邪魔だ。さっさと行け。
緊急作戦発令。深淵なる闇の殲滅作戦を開始します。アークス各員はクエストカウンターより至急任務への参加を。
Okay, in the last cutscene, like, you know, it was all full. There was no timing behind it, and there was no way for me to stop in between, so obviously I didn't stop in between. It's a consequence of that. But there was an interesting dialogue change that the localization team made. And it's actually really minor, so mind you, this is me nitpicking. But one of the more interesting things Echoes said, they translated Echoes' line, is that reminds me of that line, or I heard of that line before, right? But her actual Japanese line is Sunao janai ne. Sunao means does not sound honest. Like Sunao is honesty, and she's saying the reverse of that. She does, you know, this character does not appear to be very honest, right? That's an interesting change in dialogue too. I think I heard of that line before, because the I think I heard of that line before implies, you know, Echo and the way she thinks of Xeno, which is fine. That's pretty consistent, but from her character, storyline wise. But the actual line, like the actual Japanese line, says more like, you know, was a comment directly to the Draconian that she was speaking to. And I don't know, that's a weird change in dialogue. That's actually a Woolseyism, if anything. By the way, Woolseyism is named is a TV trope named after Ted Woolsey, who would frequently change dialogues completely just to really make it friendly for the American audience. But I don't know, that's a strange change, and I had to kind of sit down on that one and think about it. Again, it's a nitpick. It doesn't really affect the story in any way. I don't think it takes anything away from Echo as a character, but I also don't see it adding anything to her character as well. So that's just like a bizarre addition. I don't know. I have some mixed feelings about that one. I'm gonna see if I can complete the rest of this chapter before we start kicking off. Yes, we're going casual.
Hey, Taro.
Yes. I'm listening.
We got a question from the chat. North American or Japanese client, and then till you get to episode 4.
Yes. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can figure out a way to cancel this out. Darn. Alright, well, you're just gonna watch me die. That's fine. Whatever. So the question was is this an American or is this a global, pardon me, or Japanese client? No, this is the global client. So that's why, like, there's English subtitles. I'm making comments on the English subtitles of the global version, which I heard largely relies on, oh wow, this character is not dying very quickly. Okay, well, I don't know how to cancel this, but in any case, so that's the reason why I'm kind of, you know, criticizing on its localization, because I just find it interesting the kind of changes that Sega has made. So yeah, I kind of regret putting this in casual mode because this boss is really not doing anything to any of us, and I cannot cancel out of this because I just skipped the last cutscene and I want to go back to that cutscene again. Darn it. Whatever. Does that answer that question, Chris?
I'll tell you when they respond.
Sure.
Completed.
Sorry, I'm gonna return back to this cutscene, because I did skip it just for the purpose of being able to answer that question. Alright, let's do that again.
あれ、誰かが待ってるって話だと思ったんだけど、誰もいない。
アークスの子、よく来てくれた。
頭の中に響くような声。竜族か。
私はロの神津。ゆえあって姿を見せられず、声での応対となる無礼を詫びる。
ロの神津？この子をここに呼んだのもあなた？
まさしく。旧体以前としていた我ら竜族に一つのくさびが打ち込まれた。そのきっかけは間違いなくあなたの内にある。感謝する。
くさびね。まあ竜族の空気がなんか若干変わってきた感じはするな。とはいえただ感謝を述べるためだけにここに呼んだわけじゃないんだろなあ、ロの神津さんよ。
無論それだけではない。あなたに渡したいものがある。だがその前に確かめさせてほしい。あなたがそれに足る力を持つのかを。
竜族？大きい。
力試しってか。んじゃあそれに見合うだけの報酬を用意してくれてるんだろうな。
無礼者！神様の声を賜る。それこそ誉れ。
よいこのレラ。これにと叫びしその忠義、この戦いをもって示してみせよ。
御意。
Yeah, the localization is perfectly fine. Nothing egregious. Okay. Let's take the laser route.
Completed.
Yay. No, Echo is in panic mode.
見事真に至るその力見届けさせてもらった。
Yeah, totally fine.
このレラも大義であった。ゆるゆると休むがよい。
ありがたきお言葉。アークス、ソラクたちにも感謝を。久々に心震える戦いだった。
part of it.
ふぅ、なんとかなったか。本気の竜族ってのはつくづくデタラメなもんだな。
そのワイクで竜族と渡り合うあなたたちの存在こそが脅威であると私は思う。
そりゃそうだ。竜族が好戦的なのはある意味警戒心の裏返しなのかもな。
さて本題に入ろう。先日よりあなたがここを訪れていた理由はこれであろう。いつかしらそれはそこにあった。眠るようにただ静かに。
Yeah, that's largely accurate, the localization there.
だが最近になりそれは目覚めた。何が原因かは私たちにはわからない。ただ何かを求めているようだった。そこに現れたのがあなただ。名役には名役、恩義には恩義。ゆえに私はあなたへこれを託したい。受け取ってほしい。
I did remember something in the prior cutscene. Unfortunately, I don't remember the exact Japanese line, so it's hard for me to make a comment on. But they summarized one of Zeno's line. I remember now, where a part where he said something to the effect of like a relationship or a bridge or something to that effect in regards to when they're talking about the Draconian Code was talking about how there has been a certain level of respect and the need for removing isolation. Instead of ha, he actually bothered to talk about how he actually bothered to talk about the change in relationship. Just like, oh, there's a bridge being built or something to that effect. And then goes off into this long dialogue of, yeah, I've noticed there's been a certain change in how the Draconians conduct themselves. I don't think that's a missed thing, because, like, you know, all the rest of the sentence completely informs what the ha was supposed to be about. So it was probably removed for just, you know, reducing repetition, which seems to be a common theme amongst the localization here. So it's fine. It's just a weird removal of detail, but it's not significant in any way. Probably a theme of my critiques. They're all nitpicks. Ooh, a ball.
この竜より声が届いた。許諾なき侵入者は撤退したようだ。あなたも帰還するといい。
I wonder if it's the RIU, view. I wonder if that's actually meant to be that, or it's meant to stand for dragon. For those who wanted to know, the frequently mispronounced Ryu, which is pronounced Ryu in Japanese, stands from Street Fighter. His name just literally means dragon, and so the RIU here, Ryu, makes me think: are they saying the Dragon Ko, or are they saying Ryo of Ko? So I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to probably go back and see what they actually meant to say. That's a weird detail that I'm not, because unfortunately Japanese is a punny language where a large number of words are pronounced exactly the same thing, despite the fact that their definition is completely different from each other. It's sometimes hard to tell from the Japanese dialogue alone.
さようなら。いずれ会えることを願っている。
I don't know, that's gonna bug me for a while. There's more resonance-induced headaches. Third one.
あ、無事？ならよかった。なんでだろう。時々すごく不安になって、頭も痛くなってきて。
Huh. That's a very strange change in dialogue. Weird. So her line is like, I wonder why I suddenly get these pangs of anxiety and I suddenly get these pangs of like headaches at like these odd times, right? So I just kind of find that this specific localization to be really strange, because she doesn't say I just don't understand. That kind of implies frustration, right? But she's not expressing frustration here. She's expressing like she doesn't know why she's feeling these pain. Like confusion. So the tone here is bizarrely different, and I'm not sure. This feels less like a nitpick, and this makes me question like what the heck the localization team was thinking. And I don't know. Maybe they had a point, and they had like a specific characterization in mind for this character, Matoi. But it's interesting. This is a really bizarre dialogue change that actually changes more than I expected.
ごめん。大丈夫。大丈夫だよ。このぐらいの痛み我慢できる。
Yeah, this is fine. This part's fine.
それに安心したから。あなたが無事だし。
Interesting. I mean, this dialogue is fine. I would have added besides. I feel much more at ease now that you're safe, because she does actually connect the last sentence with like a besides, or like, oh well, there's like a clear connection between her two sentences. So it's interesting that they just didn't bother in this case. And I mean, that's just a nitpick. It doesn't change much. It doesn't change her characterization at all. It was just interesting that they chose this. I feel like in English it flows a little less, especially given that the Japanese was written such that it would flow better from the previous speech box.
私の嫌な予感は大して当てにならないってことだね。それはそれで悔しいけど。
Most of my bad feelings never pan out into anything, do they? That's an... I mean, I guess I see why they changed it that. I would have went more with... Sounds like, it sounds like most of my intuitions are wrong. Good to know, right? And then, of course, she does say, like, that's frustrating in its own way, of course. That part is completely accurate. It's just the sentence, most of my bad feelings never pan out into anything, do they? I feel like the word bad feelings does not convey what she actually said in Japanese. It's more like prediction. She's like actually making predictions. Predictions is the wrong word. Just like this wrong intuition, right? Something bad is going to happen. So it just feels strange that they use bad feeling instead. That kind of downgrades the actual word she's using in Japanese to just like, yeah, it's just a bad feeling. You know, maybe it's sickness, maybe it's a headache. I don't know which one you're talking about. No, she's actually talking about like feelings that feels like predictions, ominous, you know, omens or whatever. Some sort of intuition that something bad is going to happen. Maybe guts.
わかってる。きちんと休むよ。ちゃんと休む。心配かけてばっかりは嫌だからね。
Yeah, no, this dialogue is fine. Honestly, I'd only nitpick it, but it's fine. No. Yeah, let's finish this chapter. Thanks, localization team. So he says, yes, this is it, which is I guess where they translated the which if you're wondering if that Japanese means anything, no, it's just an onomatopoeia. He's just like, oh, like a ghost. So I just find it funny that they actually gave it a proper dialogue. Yes, this is it. It's fine. Everything else is perfectly fine. Honestly, this reads better as it is. It's just really stupid in the Japanese, where he starts like making ghost-like sounds for no reason. Oh well, he's obviously excited. That's the intent, you know. He's at loss for words, but still, whatever. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, interesting. No, this dialogue is fine. Minor nitpick. The last sentence he says is more closer to. I'm very excited, even though I haven't even started yet. Right? Teotsuke, like he hasn't put his hand. The actual dialogue, like if I was going for a really bad rough translation, it would have been more like the fact that I haven't touched a weapon yet does not stop me from being excited, or something to that effect. Again, that sounds natural, but I don't feel that would have been accurate. His point was just simply that he's so excited to get started on it.
それに新たな武器のイメージもふつふつと湧いてきよるのだ。これほどのインスピレーション、未だかつてあっただろうか。いや、ない。
Oh, interesting. No, this is a fine summarization. It gets the point across. Yes, he says the English word inspiration. There you go. Completely English. We got it. We finally got the one word that any English person would know from the Japanese dialogue. Anyways, he says, have I ever had this sort of inspiring moment before? No, I don't think so, is actually the line that he actually says. It's a minor nitpick. This reads totally fine, in my opinion. And probably, if anything, does streamlines the dialogue better. So I actually appreciate this change.
あれも作りたい、これもやりたい、修繕にも取り掛かりたい。あいくさ。
Oh, interesting. I mean, okay. I guess this sounds. I don't know how I feel about this dialogue. There are so many things I want to make now. Is roughly translated from the Japanese dialogue, which was more like, I want to make this and I want to make that, but I also want to hurry and restore this weapon. Oh golly, you know, like there's a certain excitement in the Japanese dialogue that I feel is slightly lost in the English, where they tried streamlining that dialogue. I don't know. The dialogue feels a little too perfect for me in the English version than in the original Japanese.
こうしちゃおれん。わしは128番艦テミスの工房に戻らせてもらう。
Oh, interesting. He actually bothered to number which chamber of Themis he was going to. But I just forgot exactly what that number was. Darn it. I know it was like 170 something. So there we go.
破損武器の修繕が終わり次第、お主にはすぐに連絡をする。それまでしばし時間をくれ。
Oh, and there he goes. Alright, this will be the last story mode.
新たなマターボードが生まれた。天秤は揺らぎを止め、答えを見出す。
Is that accurate as a dialogue? I feel like the dialogue was more like the scale has stopped wobbling and uncovered an answer. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
いかなる困難があろうとも、あなたが見出したそのものはやがて必ず形となる。
Oh, interesting. No, this minor nitpick. Your discoveries will eventually bear fruit. The actual dialogue is closer to your discoveries will eventually take a firm shape. As in, like right now it's vague, but it'll become more clear over time. Is the intent behind this dialogue?
得るべき形となるだろう。
This is fine.
ゆえに、あなたは惑わず、揺るがず、ひたむきに進んでほしい。
This dialogue is fine. Minor nitpick. I urge you is closer to. I would like you to. It's not. She's not nearly as forceful in the Japanese dialogue.
私は信じる。それこそがすべてのものへの答えへ通じる道であると。
This dialogue is also a little bizarre. I trust is not the way I would have approached it. It would have been more like, I believe in you, that you will blah 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 blah. So, I don't know, maybe they chose to summarize some of these dialogues, especially since they take up, like, the dialogue system in this game is a little bizarre, so maybe there was some word limitations they had to work with. But I don't know, this one doesn't quite sit right with me. Oh well, at least the next stream is gonna be a lot easier to remember because it's just gonna be Chapter 7. Oh my goodness! Was Chapter 6 just exceedingly long? Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. Well, Chris, you can switch back to Discord, and yeah, remind me that we start at Chapter 7. Alright, we're way over schedule. My bad. I did want to clear that chapter anyways, so I'm glad that that's over. But regardless, hi! Can you hear me, Chris?
Yes.
Sweet, okay, so you can have some more real-time feedback. Was the question answered? Were there any responses since then?
After I said I'll tell you, once he responds, he left.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Alright, let's talk about titles. Very brief tutorial right here. Here's the title keeper. Titles are essentially in-game achievements. Yes, this game does have Steam and Microsoft Store achievements, Xbox achievements, but titles is much more granular than that, so there's a lot more interesting stuff that you can get as a consequence of it. However, the reason why I personally wanted to go over this is two things. One, you can see that the reward right here, you can get like a, with the Galactic Weaver where you become a force, level 60 force. This is on my main character. You can get a lot of tri-boosters this way. So that's one reason why you might want to go for it. So hey, let's take some of these. The tri-boost 50, sure. I would also take this tri-boost 100. That's cool. Then I'll take this tri-boost 50 as well. Ooh, EXP 100. That's super rare. I'll also take this tri-boost 50. But most interesting of all is reaching level 75 on your class. Not only does that give you this class boost of ranged power, or not only does that give you like an X cube, but it'll also give you this boost of ranged power, technique power, and ranged defense. And if I understand my sources correctly, not only does this affect your character, but it'll also affect all your characters, regardless of what class they have. I may be completely wrong on this, but my understanding is that this is like a literal permanent stat boost from your base, presumably from your base stat. So that's kind of incredible that you can get these, like, if you level up to level 75 on any one of these classes, you get these like permanent stat boosts to really make the game easier for yourself. So that's what I've been actually doing with my main character for quite a while. So here it is. I'll take those X cubes as well as those permanent boosts. And then apparently there's extra stuff here. I don't want that. I don't want that with those awards quite yet. But just to let you know, if you create a group chat, you can get a tri-boost, so that might be really interesting. Oh, and then there's these other random stuff. Alright, I'll leave those behind for now. But yeah, you can if you go through the different tabs, you can kind of see what sort of achievements are available, titles are available. They don't actually reveal all the titles right off the bat. Sometimes you get a bunch of question marks this way, and then sometimes they're like literally completely hidden because they're story spoilers. So the list might actually end up looking a lot shorter in your own profile. That's on purpose, again, to avoid any sort of story spoilers. So that's a thing they have there. Let's do some quick item management here. I'm not going to need these for a while. I'm not going to need this for a while either. I'm going to stick with tri-boost 50 for now. Then I have this Franca's frying pan that I don't need. Sweet. Alright. So, yeah. Welp. Let's see if I remember this correctly. Yeah, there's two missions here. So, there's actually only 2 more levels left, expedition-wise, worth going through. And then I'll have to figure out a way to pad our time with some extra content that we have later on. But in any case, I'm going to do something a little strange here. I'm going to start off with the subquest for Repelling Mission Tokyo. And then I'm actually going to go straight into Expedition of Tokyo before jumping onto Suppressed Train Gidrahn. And, well, I think it's going to be obvious for most people why I choose to go that direction. But regardless, let's talk about the Phantasm Repel mission. And let's keep that Alliance members only, please. And let's go. Hopefully I'm not babbling for too long there, Chris, and boring you out for any reason.
Nah.
Sweet. Well, let's bring our friends together. Yay! All of our friends are here in AI form. Hopefully their intelligence will likely not match their actual human form, or whatever. Alrighty, let's hop right in. Right, so new new mechanic added in here. There's dash panels, which allows you to run really fast. And you might notice that the structure of this level is rather different from prior stuff. Also, the music is awesome. Why don't I just take advantage of this constantly? Oh, I also need to remember that I can dodge. Sure. Attacks directly after a dash panel will always be a run, which is an interesting restriction. Sweet. Yeah, kick. Take that. Nice. Oh, there's a quick quest going on.
Emergency! Code!
Quick.
I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, I missed it. Zombies!
Completed!
You know, why is polar bears in Tokyo. I mean, the in-game story mode explanation for why is not very good either. So I don't know.
Emergency.
So I have very mixed feelings about polar bears. No, this is not the fastest way here. Interesting. Hopefully my critique in the localization from story mode is interesting for a lot of you. You know, I at least find it really interesting from my perspective, just because, both from the fact that, like, you know,
Completed.
A Japanese American, I usually like to see like what sort of changes developers make. And like what sort of cultural changes they have to take into account as a consequence of that, right? It's not apparent it's not nearly as apparent in the episode 1's story dialogue, but in the in later episodes, it actually becomes pretty clear that the story is actually kind of really sexist. There's a lot of like, you would not understand if you're not this specific gender, and it's just like, this again. So there's that. That kind of annoys me a little bit, but and most of those dialogues has been changed to be significantly more broad. But yeah, no. Outside of those like changes, where you can see like some sort of they had to really take some taboos or cultural chain differences into account. Like, there's not many parts in this game where I feel like the changes were kind of like bizarre, or you know, I could not find a particular reason why they made said changes. Like, those cases are fairly few and far between. But you know, as for the couple of parts where I've commented, like, I really don't understand why they made these changes. As much as they're few and far between, it's just like interesting to me that they exist. Because for the most part, many of the changes in this game, you know, localization changes, that seems like it changes the dialogue or anything, are either for like characterization purposes, in which case it's such a small and temporary change, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't, like, the effect is minimal. Or I don't know, sometimes it's just like sometimes it's just like a bizarre perk that I feel seems to change the original intent behind the dialogue, and I'm not quite entirely sure why, because there didn't seem to be anything like bad or not. It just seemed like an egregious change, right? Just to be clear, localization do make changes on purpose for often bizarre technical reasons, such as maybe the dialogue box didn't quite fit, or maybe it was a fan translation. The quality of that translation can vary quite significantly from localizer to localizer. So there may be that's going on too, so who knows. I personally don't know what's going on, so it's just interesting to me. But there hasn't been anything where I'm like weird, or there hasn't been anything where I went like I'm really disappointed that they made those kind of changes. I'm just more often like, that's weird, or like what's the reasoning? I want to know. Was there like a technical problem for some reason? But yeah. Fishing! It's a good time to fish, Chris.
I'll make a note of it.
I also got an empty can. Gosh, I'm getting so many empty cans. It's like I'm in Animal Crossing. Right. My real objective is actually to harvest. Yeah, Earth Rock. Japanese soybean doesn't sound delicious. I mean, they make tofu with that stuff. And soy sauce, but still. Oh, I got a full recovery. Nice. I think I'm gonna leave 50 stamina behind. Oh, well, never mind. Soul Atomizer. Yeah. And for those who's having PSD, panic attack, PSD, OCD, there's the word I'm looking for. For those who's having an OCD and seeing the dialogue, I have so many missions unlocked. I'll get there, I promise. Alright. Okay, good. So far, we're not dealing with any bad glitches so far. Yeah, these levels actually has one really annoying glitch, which is, it doesn't realize all the enemies are dead in the area and fails to update the marker on the minimap to let you know where all the enemies are supposed to be. Because obviously this level is actually pretty large, so they make those changes. They need to take into account that the marker needs to change its position more frequently, and it's really annoying when they don't. I went the wrong direction. Whee! So if anyone has a question of whether Tokyo actually looks like this, you might notice also, by the way, I'm pronouncing it Tokyo, which is the correct pronunciation. It is not Tokyo. It's supposed to be 2 syllables. But anyways, Tokyo, yes. If Tokyo actually looks like this, yeah, this is a fairly accurate depiction. Obviously every region looks different because Tokyo is gigantic. It is truly a metropolitan. Mega metropolitan, I guess is the way they call it.
Emergency! Code! Chase!
I didn't mean to lock onto you, but that worked. But yeah,
目標達成です。
you're going to be surrounded by buildings like this almost all the time. So that part definitely feels accurate.
Completed.
Rappy! Oh yeah, that worked. That worked in my favor. I should have taken advantage of that. Oh well. Whee! When it's just rats, might as well just fire them down. Oh, looks like my range is not good. I mean, zombies make sense in Tokyo, right, Chris? I guess from a story perspective, actually T-Rex kind of makes sense. But to this day, I don't know why polar bears.
Why would T-Rexes make sense?
Should I give you the story spoiler as to why there's
enemies?
Okay,
it's stories. I was gonna say, even during when the T-Rex was alive, it never went to Asia.
Yes, exactly. Although T-Rexes don't actually look like that, remember? They're supposed to have feathers.
I know. It's supposed to be a giant chicken.
Yeah. Which just makes them more awesome. Playing this level multiplayer, not as part of the same party, but when you're seeing other people hanging around, is really bizarre because you might notice that, like, objective-wise, the expedition is the same as the is almost exactly the same as the sub-quest that we went before it. So I don't know. That exposition is really strange. Ooh, we're close. Yeah, these goes here. Then I'll drop these in my own personal storage. These go there. They are still not giving me the weapons that I want. I'm looking for ranged weapons to feed my mag with. Oops, we're supposed to go to the subquest. So, yep, here it is. We are now going to the subquest. Hopefully I survive this. So, the objective of Suppressed Train is suppressing trains. I'm sure you could have guessed that pretty quickly. Do you think we'll be able to successfully suppress trains today, Chris?
Possibility.
There's a possibility. I mean, there's a driver inside those trains, right?
Are you gonna prevent them from drifting?
Sadly, they're gonna drift all they want.
Okay.
There are so many tracks that they could drift on. So yeah, this one is interesting because everything is actually scripted here, and when this game goes scripted instead of procedurally generating levels, it's not like spectacular per se, but they start making some interesting level design choices that makes you go like, oh right, this is, you know, this is an actual experience company that knows level design. Rather than, you know, letting the computer do it for them. Oh right, tanks. That's kind of important.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Yeah, that tank was a literal mini boss.
Completed!
Yay! Dimates, more stuff to drop into our storage. Sweet. To the next area. And so, here is the main reason why I did this one last. Because we got a huge boss battle to deal with. I am thinking to myself, I'm gonna go to guard stands just in case. And then we'll probably chain trigger once one of the doors open up. Ah, look at it drift! Did you see that drift? Well, I'm sure Chris would have seen that drift after a 5-second delay.
Yep.
Emergency! Code! Due!
Oh, is that a door? Yeah, so it is. Okay. So chain. Darn it. That was probably a missed opportunity. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it wasn't that hard of a boss. Well, while we couldn't keep it from drifting, at least, you know, the train won't drift anymore. Seeing that it completely evaporated in front of our eyes. So maybe that was our solution. We just needed to, you know, evaporate the train. Hopefully that was a sufficient solution, in your opinion. Bunch of weapons I really don't like, or don't need. Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah, no. Thanks? Mag. Let's feed you this assault rifle. I know technically I can equip it, but I don't really see a need to as of right now. Street light, that's not what I want. I should probably sell the street light. It's not. I've noticed that the number of stars is not exactly the one I want. These I don't care about. Gunslinger spin. That looks like a twin machine gun. Photon art. What does that do? Oh, I already learned it. Which is this one, probably. Alright, sweet. Onwards. There is no subquest. I think we've gone through all the subquests, actually. So yay, we did it. There is no subquest for the next level. But the next level does exist. It's called Las Vegas. Nevada. We did it, Chris.
Yay!
We have went from Japan to USA. And I have mixed feelings about this level. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with that tri-boost. Add another 30 minutes.
So did this game always take place on Earth, or is it just a recent thing?
広域での高速移動や戦闘を目的とした搭乗型の高機動フレームです。このライドロイドをうまく活用して広大なラスベガスのあちこちに出現する幻想種を倒していきましょう。それではよろしくお願いします。
Sorry, I didn't answer your question because we were stuck inside a cutscene. To answer your question, no. Episode 4, we arrived on Earth. And we are not going to talk about spoilers about Episode 4 here, even though I've already told you what the plot is for Episode 4 is like.
Yeah.
Alright, so all that dialogue that, Shiara, I think Shiara is her name. I'll have to look at the English sub to see what, how they actually pronounced it. Because, in Japanese, she's just Shira. But anyways, so most of that dialogue was completely fine. One of the more interesting Japanese words is yoroshiku, which is, I use that word a lot, actually. It's in my, if you go to Amiya Games, it's in my Twitter profile. It's, there have been big Japanese letters. Yoroshiku is what I say. That is, no, having actually thought about it, that is a surprisingly difficult word to translate to. I think the dictionary that I was using, I usually like using jisho.org, by the way, which I believe primarily uses open source dictionaries. But anyways, they kind of translated it as nice to work with you, which is, you know, a lot of words to describe just one Japanese word. So yeah, it's a little interesting. That one, that is a word that is bizarrely difficult. I don't feel like there's a very good equivalent in English. But you'll hear that a lot as a way of saying, like, good luck. Okay, yeah, UFOs. You know, just Las Vegas is full of UFOs, right? Fun fact, Japan calls UFOs UFOs. Because they're lazy, I guess. Why pronounce all of the English letters when you can just, you know, say it as if it's all one word? Even though they already know it stands for unknown flying object. Oh hey, here's a recurring character. It's Niao. They are actually surprisingly rare. Hi Anthony.
Hi.
Would you like to join us on our current expedition? We just got started on it, but I'm happy to cancel in the middle.
Okay.
If I have a telepipe, that is. Oh, I don't have a telepipe. Is it what I think it is? No, it's dark. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna find this telepipe and I'll add you in.
Change over. Code. You.
Tess is unable to join us today, so if you want to, it might be cool to switch it up to your original classes for harder difficulty if you want to go for that. I don't know, your opinion. I'll play on how you want to play, Anthony.
Yeah, let's do our mains.
Yeah. I am on block 29, just to let you know.
Okay.
Loadout. Gunner, Hunter... Yeah, overwrite without changing plans. I know I could have just typed that in the chat. You don't have to tell me, chat. But sometimes tactical feeling is good. I'm using Lambda Hexagraph because originally I had a really buffed out tech mag, but now I don't. And so I had to downgrade my weapon, which made me very, very, very sad. But hey, I can upgrade it. I have enough grinders. I guess I'll wait until you make it here. I'm talking to Hans in the meantime. Anthony. Phew, man, I got a hard time believing you were resting at all. I saw the way you were moving. You were on point, pal. Nothing worried. Excuse me, I misread that. I saw you were point moving at all. You were on point, pal. I was worried over nothing. Just so we're clear, I was only worried about my intel source for my exhausted battle plans going up in smoke. There you go. We gotta be solid rivals and keep up with our studies. Sure, Hans. Hey, pal, glad you're back. For as huge as that thing is, it's packing some real secret weapons. Seriously, having another face pop out of his torso or busting out beams? Who does that? That throws you off so much first time you see it, you're almost guaranteed to take damage. Anyway, now I can work out some countermeasures with your help. Thanks! I got a good look over at your fighting over your monitor. Doesn't do much in the way of threatening attacks, but man, it sure does buzz around. You gotta think about which photon arts to use or you'll miss your chance of taking it down. Cool, I've got it now. You gave me just what I needed. I can send him flying myself. That's a tank. That thing was all treads and no fire, if you ask me. Not half as scary as it looked. It got a lot of attacks, like fire jets and missiles. But I can deal with those. Oh, whoops. I fought my fair share of Lilliputian automata. These things got nothing on me. Now that I've got strats down pat, the rest is simple. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And the rail riot train. Phew, you're a pal. You were cool as ice out there, and you got a fight on lock. Of course, the enemies was so darn huge, I couldn't see half of it through the monitor. But that's actually kind of accurate, that's reflective of our experience. That made it pretty hard to tell what's going on sometimes, let me tell you. But I've got a rough idea of what the enemy does. Next time I see one, pow! Right in the metal kisser. Sure, Hans.
You said you were in 22, right?
29.
29.
Yep. Thanks for checking. I'm gonna enhance my weapon in the meantime. How many grinders do I have? Grinder. It's for a lambda, so I should. Oh, I should get this weapon appraised while I'm at it. Not that. I'm just gonna feed it to my mag. Oh, yeah, it's the same weapon before. Please enhance my lambda hexagraph, please. Sure. Okay, that all looks fine. I don't think I have materials. I'm standing in the gate area. No, I'm sitting in the gate area. Hi, sweet. Alrighty, let's get started. Real quick for the ARKS mission, in regards to the main mission, I did in fact enhance a ring. So I did that. I also obviously customized a photon art. This is all stuff I did off screen. We will be going to the exchange cube shop, so we will need that for a while. Clear. Well, that. Okay. Kind of don't care about those. Sweet. Let's head out for good, fun expedition on super hard, and we are probably not going to survive. But let's do it. Getting some water here. Everything alright? Just a sneeze?
I could hear you gulping it.
Ah. Well, it's all in character, right? We're gulping our shifter drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you can see, I switched to Braver, but I have a katana instead.
Oh, okay.
So now you have 2 different Bravers going on, and I need to do my silly setup because I forgot to do that. Are you looking at a cutscene, incidentally?
Yes.
Okay. Nope. Come on. Come on, the controls are a little strange. So most of these enemies are weak against wind, which means they're weak against the blind attribute, so I better remember that. Alright. No, I don't think Las Vegas or Tokyo for that matter are actually procedurally generated, but they are choosing randomly selected design. Well, let me know when you're online. Ah, I see you're here. So you got your tutorial on ride droids. Just ride one, and then cross your fingers. You got control over it and not being like me. Because Ride Droid follows the Halo control scheme, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Where is it? There's usually a gigantic beam of light, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm late. Ouch. Well, it looks like they're on I've got their status effect on, so that's good. Nice. Alright, sweet. Oh, interesting. Meow is weak to dark. Purple magic, not dark.
Your Majesty, code you.
Did we destroy his weapon? Oh, he started pumping you. Are you alright? Survive it! Oh, hi, Zesh Raider. You need light. Ouch. That probably did not do much. Oh, okay.
Change over. Code you.
Oh, that's a new dialogue. Kichi Kimeru. Kichi Kimeru. I'm trying to think of a good way of translating that. Let's end this is a horrible translation, but it kind of gets a similar effect. Oh, I got it. Let's make this count. Let's make this firmly count is much closer to what that line actually stands for. Anyways, just whack the weak spot, you know. Hopefully it doesn't clip. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay. Please. Yeah, Zesh Raider, you do that. That's not gonna stop me, Zesh Raider. Ouch. That did hurt though. Oof, that was close. Yeah, let's slap this.
Completed.
There. Good. Sweet. Did I learn anything new? Nope. Alright. I guess we're going on Ride Roid and finding the next place to go. Yay! This was a cakewalk to find, unlike the last one. Oh right, they're way too late. Oh no! I've been caught! Ouch. The shame. Ouch. Oh no, oh no. There's so many things going on. Oh, I'm burned. That's good. That's a good to know. Does this remind you of Nevada or Las Vegas at all, Anthony?
I've never been.
Oh, you've never been there. Nice, interesting. I have.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I think it was not even a few days because our original, our family destination was actually the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And we just visited, Las Vegas was just along the way. I mean, the neon lights just certainly reminds me of Las Vegas. I think that's about where the similarities end. I don't remember these UFOs though.
Well, there's the Statue of Liberty right there.
Yeah. That's just like New York, huh? I expect all the people from New Jersey being very angry at us. Alright. Oh, never mind. I didn't have to resort to,
Emergency! Code! Attack!
where are some of these clowns? Literal clowns. Oh no.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
The devil truck is actually hard. What?
I like that enemy. It's throwing cars at us.
Oh, I see. Yes, it is doing that too. Its wheels are its weak spot.
Completed.
Oh gosh. Sniper Neon, go away. Oh gosh, no please. I dodged that. That was close. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Chris, have you went to Las Vegas before? Or Nevada?
Completed.
Honestly, what I remember about Nevada specifically is like it's a lot of desert.
Yeah.
It is.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way. It like I genuinely like the landscape of Nevada and just driving through Route 66. But Route 66, whatever. But yeah, no, it's such a stark change from New York. I just thought it was really interesting going there. Alright, my setup is doing poorly. I need to smack something. Good. Cool. Alright, that should do better. There we go. Oh, okay, you're doing bad. Hopefully I fixed that up.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, phew. Yeah, these enemies can be scary. There's definitely more over that fence. Is it glitching? I think it's glitching. Unless you see another enemy. Hey, you know what? Let's fish.
I saw numbers pop up.
I see.
Maybe
Oh yeah,
it's
you're
like
right.
Something's getting hit.
Is it over the fence? And it's just the 4 of us, so... By 4 of us, I'm including the AI, of course. Where are you? Well, I traveled quite far east and I'm not seeing it. Oh. I'm seeing particles. I'm also hearing sound effects too. Oh, I see. No, never mind. Huh. Huh. Well, let's go fish in the pool. You know, there's gotta be fish in the pool, right? Oh, I figured it out.
Yeah, there's a crow on...
There's a crow on your AI.
Yeah.
There is a glitch. This is a known glitch where the pointer will tell you that there's still enemies when there isn't. Yeah, there we go. See the pointer finally updated.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lobster out of the pool, so I say that's a good catch. Alright, I'm still harvesting, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I got an empty bottle from striking a pickaxe. Oh, I got a diamond. Las Vegas diamond. And lettuce. Gotta have lettuce. I still have 2 more. And rock. Earth rock. Sweet. So... yeah, Las Vegas and Tokyo were introduced in episode 4. And if rumor has it correct, at the end of this month we're gonna have episode 5 soon. And if it's anything like episode 4, and from the sounds of it, it is going to be a little bit like episode 4. I've got questions on what executive meddling is going on in these written stories. Oh, that was not necessary. Get blinded, fool. Oh, not this again.
Attack!
Not doing optimal damage to this. Oh, whoops. Where are you, Anthony? Because I need to heal you.
Something. Fighting the truck now.
Yes, okay. Because I was actually saying I need to heal you. Okay, all those blue weak spots are down. So it's just this side then. That should do more optimal damage. Oh, please, no. Ugh. Where are you? I need to save you. Did I save you?
Yeah.
Sweet. Not gonna lie, I don't like this boss. He moves way too fast. Although I'm dodging things extraordinarily.
Completed!
Oh. Darn, disappearing right in front of my face. Darn you! If only I had, like, Safoi type 0. I am not gonna land until these UFOs are gone. Alright, I landed. And these UFOs are not gone. I cannot keep my own promises. Stingray. Cool. I will say, I remember seeing a lot of UFOs in Nevada, as well as three-headed bulldogs and, you know, moving skulls that turned into bulls if you got too close to them. I remember all that in pretty clear, vivid detail. Why are you saying I cannot pick this up? Oh wow, okay. That is a fair reason. Cool.
Finish. See the gateway.
Yeah. Oh, okay, now I am finished, pardon me. That actually completes all the expeditions. Believe it or not. So, I do want to do some item management first. Earth crystals, which I can actually just kind of do right here anyways. I'm trying to think of what we can do at this point. So between the two of us, we can actually start taking on advanced quests, which is a very long process. I don't know if you're up for that. We're talking like probably 20 to 30 minute long quest. I'd be happy to get started on that, and I think that one is interesting from my perspective. Oh, wow, I got a new ring. I think from my perspective that one is kind of interesting, because it's gonna be the primary way for a lot, well, second most common way for a lot of people to level up very quickly.
I'll do that, but I need to go AFK for a minute.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll be right back.
Can chuck these in storage for now. I don't know what I want to do with this yet. Yeah, I can store that in my storage for now too. I need to restock. So missions I went through. Procure Navershrew. I did in fact do that. Clear Avatar of Annihilation. I did in fact do that. That was part of story mode. Apparently those quest missions are account based, so it doesn't matter if my character actually did it. Let's see. Daily missions. I did in fact do all of these daily missions, specifically because I wanted to grab this one. The clear all today's daily mission, which gives you a bonus key, and that gives you a lot of the XP. Hopefully that'll give me an opportunity to talk about that today. It only takes about 5 minutes to go through, so yeah, hopefully I'll have an opportunity to talk about bonus quests. And then all these others I assume are tiers and weekly missions. Yep, enhance. I did in fact do that. which one was the one I didn't select? Use X-Cube Exchange Shop. We'll be going there soon. I actually need to use it anyways. Seems like my mission pass has increased for the new mission badge.
I'm back.
Sweet. Been trying to fill the time with other stuff. One thing that we would want to do is actually return to the lobby and specifically head to the... I think I actually have enough advanced capsules, but head to the Alliance ship, which we haven't done in a long while, so it'll be nice to see that again. But yeah, I think that will be where we want to go next. So I'm gonna head back to the lobby in this case. Sweet. And then we can go to our Alliance quarters. I think that'll force us to be out of the party. So, but yeah, if it can join me in the Alliance quarter, that'll be great. Sweet. Alright, so interesting perk about Alliance quarters is that you can talk to the Alliance administrator here. And one of the interesting stuff is the dedicated Alliance shop. If you take on any of the Alliance orders, which are listed here, oh, we could have used some time to do some of these. We are specifically going to go to the, not floating continent, but the floating faculty. Darn, there isn't any fine orders for that. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Dedicated Alliance shop is where you can start. I have like 8,000 again. Alliance points is something that's gathered by all team members in the Alliance. And so we can like start purchasing these for various different stuff, such as Drawn to Darkness trigger, a Tri-Boost 100 trigger, and so forth. But interestingly, the advanced capsules are super duper cheap on the Alliance Quarter shop. So I'm going to grab an advanced capsule A. Oh, okay. There's 50 of them. Let's bump that up to 25. Yeah, so you can grab some capsules here. So now that I have purchased that, you should be getting a new mail saying you can start grabbing these purchases. And in theory, now under the dedicated Alliance shop, there's an entry right below that says Retrieve Alliance shop purchases. So we'll be able to retrieve this, and I now have 25 capsules. And Anthony can also do the same as well. This is necessary because advanced capsules is what we need to start taking on Advanced Quest. So I'm gonna see if I have any more left over. Yep, I have 51 Advanced Capsules A left over. So we should be able to use that to head to the Floating Faculty, which is the most popular location for level up purposes. Honestly, we're probably just going to do this only once, because it is very grindy. But I did want to show Advanced Quest at least once, and so we'll do the most fan-optimized method of getting these level ups as quickly as possible. Without further ado, let me add you back into our party. Sweet. And then under Subquest, you'll be under Advanced Quest, and we are going to Floating Faculty very hard instead of super hard. I'm keeping this to Alliance members only, so that'll start our instance of the block right here, and we should be able to head out. So, what is Advanced Quest? Advanced Quest requires you to pay your capsules, but otherwise it's almost exactly the same thing as Expeditions, but with one very significant change, which is that there are a lot more enemies. Like, a ridiculously ton more. So, it's gonna be interesting. Would you like to add in another NPC? Or AI?
Very well.
Sure. I will be paying all the advanced capsules for our sake, so you actually don't have to spend anything.
Okay.
Let me see if I got everything set up properly. Yep, I got 76. So I'm gonna say leader pays for everyone. Confirm. That's you have a choice of who actually does the payment for all the advanced capsules. Then furthermore, there's a by default it's just gonna go as is, but there's also raise the threat level. So I'm gonna raise this all the way up to 50, which is the maximum. Confirm, and then we're going to confirm and start the process of heading out. So, what is Advanced Quest? It is an absolute gauntlet. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of setting up. Now I have to switch my weapon because I want my wand. Now we're playing on very hard, which of course is relatively easy for our level. But that is on purpose because it optimizes the largest amount of EXP over time that we can earn. So if you ever go to the parties and notice that if you're going through advanced quests, and this is the one that this level in particular is the one that seems to come up the most often, this is the reason. This level by and far gives you the most bang for the buck. When the buck is, of course, EXP. One bizarre attribute of these quests is that one of the most common rare drops, I know that's an oxymoron, but stick with me here. One of the most common rare drops is photon boosters. You're going to get a ton of photon boosters to a point where, I've already easily have 2 999 stacks of them right now on my main character, and I don't know what to do with. It's not because I want to purchase anything from the Photon Booster store. There's just not that many interesting things in there for most characters once you're past level 70. But yeah, it's strange. In theory, you can get some raising weapon badges, which does give you more better weapons if you use it in the proper store. But they are, in comparison to Photon Boosters, more fewer and far between. Anyways, as you would expect, name of the game here is try to get PSE boost as much as possible. So kill everything as quickly as possible. Just to make sure everyone is at their top shape. Alright, that didn't attract anyone. Oh, whoops. Stop. I didn't even notice that. So, So yeah, apologies for my roleplay there. My character is triggered to have a dialogue each time you get something rare. You get a lot of rare items in these quests, so yeah, the drop table, prioritize on those a lot. Oh wow, there's a lot of those. Better use them soon. Switch off, thank you. Technically weak to light, but I don't care. You're gonna deal with my ice. What was the point of that? Sorry, I'm complaining at my own AI. One other thing that also drops here pretty frequently, despite being a rare item, is Capsule B. So if you want to grind out all these, advanced quests. Oh, nice, sweet. Let's get the. Looks like Orbit got their fetch quests done.
Burst finish!
Darn. They didn't give us a one more. Alright, well, that's that. Remind me that I need to boost everyone on the next area. Alright. Alright, let's go. Ouch. I've got nothing else in my tool for mobbing purposes. Give me a break. There we go. So I think what they did for the reason why this game lets you know what your party members got is it's a weird shame effect to make you go like, oh, you can get that too in this level? Darn, I need to really work hard on that. So that seems like a weird social manipulation to me. I've been trying to figure out I can't think of any other reason why they'd have that feature, honestly. Most of the time, this game seems to focus on the encouraging the player to play as frequently as possible. So one thing that obviously for streaming purposes and preparation purposes I tend to skip is the login bonus, right? That you can get at the very beginning. Each day you log in. Like the very intent of that obviously is to get you to at least log in and hopefully even play the game on a daily basis. And that's fine. I'm like, well, especially when it's just log in, where you turn on the game, you turn the game on, and you can get the reward within 10 minutes. Like, I'm fine by that. There is a concern that might lead to, of course, overplaying and addiction. And that's where I'm not nearly as sure where the line is. There isn't anything that I feel this game does egregious that really makes you feel like you missed out, with exactly one exception, which is the daily boost. You might notice right now my daily boost is at 40. The daily boost decreases at a 5% each day, at a 5% rate. And that's when I feel a little more uneasy. It's not too terrible. You can definitely get by without the daily boosts, but it's clearly a mechanic intended for you to return to this game and at least play for 10 minutes. Well, okay, added in with a login bonus, probably 15 to 20 minutes.
Makes it a compulsive kind of thing.
Yeah.
I gotta log in and get my bonus.
Exactly. And like I said, at times I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Have you fell? Incapacitated?
Nope, I'm okay.
Okay, then it must have been the AI that's completely knocked out. Whoopsies.
I'm dazzled.
Oh, I'm fighting in the different corner than you are, so that would kind of explain it. It's a classic MMO strategy, and probably also a free-to-play strategy as well, if I'm to be completely honest. Because free-to-play strives from new added content on a regular basis. So you obviously want to get the player to return to the game as frequently as possible, so that you can tell them there's new stuff to grab. So it's one of those weird psychological game design effect that I'm not really sure. Again, I have some mixed feelings about. I'm gonna go left because that looks like a dead end. I think, for example, the daily login rewards is not really that bad, because you turn on the game, you turn it off, and you get it. But the daily boost definitely is where I don't know. I'm there are places where I can see that being justified, but also I don't. At times it doesn't feel good. I don't know. As with all things game design related, I think it's important to understand what the intent behind certain mechanics are, and understanding what the game designers want you to do, and whether that's a good thing or not. Oh, tri-boost expired. That's fine. It's not too late for me to grab another tri-boost, right? Maybe learn a new spell while I'm at it.
Burst finish!
Ah, darn. My strategy did not work. So, I remember hearing that summoning your Photon Blast during a PSC burst increases the likeliness of one move. Oh, okay. Well, we get one back to back, I guess. Oh, are we badly separated from each other? Or... Sorry, I'm not paying close enough attention to the minimap. I know somebody in the chat is going to be like, why aren't you using a launcher? You know, that's a good point. As of right now, I'm not feeling like using one. Also, I don't have a Dex mag, so I can't get a Sigma Bastard ready, let alone a shooting drive.
Burst finish!
I do think Advanced Quest very purpose is literally for like grinding purposes. So to me, like that's interesting that you know, your alliance makes it easy to purchase a lot of capsules, advanced capsules, to be able to grind together on this. So it feels like that is something that they already knew about and they wanted the players to exploit. So in that sense, it seems consistent to me that, you know, this is used the way it is. So like this feels like a very intentional game design decision. As for why it's in, you know, PSO2 is a mature MMORPG. And they want to make sure that there is a mechanic out there for beginners to be able to catch up as quickly as professionals. And so you start adding in these mechanics, such as bonus keys, which was introduced in episode 4, mind you, as well as advanced capsules to kind of get you started soon. Oh, that was strange. Oh, because it must have been frozen. There we go. Now it's going.
PSE burst!
So many PSE bursts. Yeah. Maybe I should switch to
Cross burst! Cross burst!
Rappy. Anyways, with that said, I'm pretty darn sure the Advanced Quest was like an episode 3 addition rather than episode 2. Although it only had episode... No, it doesn't have episode... The Advanced Quest doesn't have episode 4 items yet, so... That doesn't seem consistent. Never mind. Pardon me. Didn't mean for all these burps coming out. Wow, defeated 5 Rappies. I don't feel good about that. Well, I guess defeat is an okay word. Doesn't imply you killed them. You just made them submit to playing dead. Because you can never kill Rappies. No, no, no. I need to do some item management. Yeah. So there's a Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles like mechanic in this game, where if you do a photon blast, a huge circle will appear. If you hold that and everyone else gathers at the same time, it'll make that photon blast longer.
One more!
Yeah, we got one more. Finally, we did it. Well, that's a purple enemy. Weak to light, still. And that one is weak to ice.
Burst finish!
Nice. Yeah, this is a very good run so far. Most of it is me flubbing at the PSO or yeah, the photon blast. But cool. Oh, I want that Star Atomizer actually. What's this? Also Star Atomizer. Sorry, they're actually kind of rare in the wild, so I want to grab those.
I'm in the next area.
Yep. I need to buff you anyways because this is the boss, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start those buffs. Oh, did that cancel that? Alright, let's go. I don't know what boss we're gonna get actually. Oh dear. Hey, story spoilers! Episode 3 story spoilers in particular. The reason why I'm like, oh dear, is because they move fast. I'm gonna spam the light magic. Oops, I was not aiming towards anything. Yeah. good job at trying to make me suffer. That's actually what you, at least in the Japanese dialogue, they're saying. They're like, I'm going... Let me make you suffer even more. Yeah, I hope that hurts.
Completed.
Cool. So that's advanced quests. And yeah, in stark contrast to expeditions, there's a lot more enemies. Like, a lot more enemies to deal with.
Cool.
Yeah. It makes sense that it's a grinding spot for getting as much EXP as possible.
Yeah.
They are superseded by bonus keys. The bonus keys are few and far between, so that's the reason why we're not going to be... also, they're solo only as well, so we'll probably be covering them next stream rather than this one. Other ideas I had, first off, I need to do item management, so bear with me on that. I want that, actually. I think these are all low level. Yeah, low level units. And I don't need to do this. Right. This all looks like stuff I can drop into my storage. These I can drop into my storage. And then I'll need to get those two appraised. But I got something to feed to my medic finally. So that's good. Yeah. I'll drop into that into my character storage for the time being. Alright, sweet. The next thing I wanted to discuss, if we want to start traveling, we have a couple of different things we could do. We could go for it. We've already went through all the expeditions and the subquests that this game has to offer as of currently. I think starting October, which is probably going to be the last stream, we'll probably cover the last two expeditions that they added as part of Episode 5 release. But yeah, Anthony, you tell me. We can do... I have two different ideas. We can go out to challenge mode and do the survival mode. Or we can go to challenge mode, and there's also battle mode if we want to do that. There is no specific block for those. It's a universal ship for both. So
What's battle mode?
Battle mode is PvP. Basically, it's a 6 versus 6 team battle.
Okay.
In both modes, any equipment that you have, as well as any levels, will be completely dropped. No progress will be shared between those two modes.
Okay.
You'll come back as you've already started. You could do that, and I will say challenge mode is very hard, and PvP battle mode is also very hard. Or we can do time attack, and time attack is interesting because they're all scripted levels, and so you can actually see some Sega's level design philosophies in there. So we can talk a little bit about those two.
Let's do survival.
Survival challenge mode? Alright, so let's return to the lobby then. I do not think it is possible to party up in challenge mode. However, it is possible to set up a password, so I can put something together. But yes, you can go to challenge mode via block transport, and you're going to see a cutscene if this is your first time going through it. It is at the very top. You'll see the Universal Ship Battle Lobby and Challenge Lobby. So you said you want to try Survival Challenge Lobby, Challenge mode, right?
Yes.
Alright, let's go to the Universal Ship Challenge lobby then, which is the 4th entry from the top. Cutscene.
Challenge lobby へようこそ。歓迎いたします。このチャレンジロビーでは特別なクエスト、チャレンジクエストを受注することが可能です。チャレンジクエストとは限られた条件下で最深部への到達を目指すクエストです。こちらのカウンターでチャレンジクエストの受注を行います。なお、チャレンジブロック内では専用のクラス、チャレンジャーになっていただきます。チャレンジブロック外に出た時点で元のクラス状態にお戻ししますのでご心配なさらぬよう。また、チャレンジクエストの最終結果に応じた報酬も用意してあります。どうぞふるってご参加ください。不明な点などございましたらいつでも私にお聞きください。よろしくお願いいたします。
So, this is the second time I've played this. I need a refresher. Oh, it's not gonna even give me a tutorial dialogue. Challenge blocks, challenge quests. Challenge quest asks a player to complete specified missions before they run out of VR energy. Okay, that's the part that I was a little, I was unaware of. VR energy. VR energy is consumed during quests and can be thought of as a sort of time limit. VR energy is consumed by the following: time elapsing during a quest, and players being incapacitated. VR energy can be replenished by collecting energy capsules, so we need to find these energy capsules and collecting them between participants. Cool. Large amount of VR energy is consumed when the players are incapacitated. You can recover this VR energy after reviving by using a moon atomizer. This is the only way to recover VR energy lost in this way after reviving, so make sure to revive your down teammates as soon as possible. Additionally, players with challenge dolls are revived automatically, consuming your energy. Items are dropped, and yeah, I think the rest of these is fairly rest areas. VR drain stops once they reach an interval zone. Interesting, that's good to know. Swap shop to obtain while in... Oh, okay, got it. That makes sense. Extra miles by clearing challenge quest. Got it. When you recover enough VR energy to exceed 100, you will receive an extra charge corresponding amount. For every 2.5 that exceeds, you get an extra challenge mile, so you get extra miles that way. I'm going to completely skip all these stuff. But as far as I can tell, basically challenge quest is survival mode. Right now I'm in block 503. If you don't mind me asking...
I'm in 502.
502. Okay, I can try finding you there. Yeah, 502 has more traffic in it, so that makes sense. We might actually want more traffic in this case. When we start the quest, it's possible, I believe, to set up... I believe when you start the quest, it requires you accept... Okay, yeah, I can make it so that it's friends only, and say okay. Is there a way for me to add you in part of my party? Oh, interesting. So you can actually party up in these. Sweet.
Okay.
Interesting. Join. Well, okay. Well, we're going to try the first one and see what happens. I'm gonna make it friends only for the time being. Or maybe we want more people. I don't know. We'll start it and see what happens. Alright, let's head out. Alright. You might notice we have absolutely nothing. We have to figure out how to do some punches and some little dodges. This is literally what we're going to be working with. Anything that we pick up is going to be what we're going to be using, is my understanding. So, like I said, survival mode. Alright, I'm ready. I am told this can be very hard. This quest requires us to complete 5 missions while making proper use of items and obtain enough. From mission 2 onwards, the mission begins to switch on either side, and you must choose one to progress. Tapping on the switch will disengage laser fences, enabling to pick items behind them. In mission decision, you obtain all weapon gear skills at the start of the mission. Capitalize on the gear systems activated, and effects go through missions. Okay. Maybe I should have said friends only in this case. I'm not sure I want to wait. Yeah, I'm a little afraid to start the teleporter if they're expecting people to wait here. Huh. Is there a way to head back? Yes, there is. I'm going to do that real quick. As I understand
What are you doing?
Oh, I was gonna see if I can start a friends only block. I don't know. What's your thought? We wait until somebody starts the teleporter?
Let's do friends only, I guess.
Yeah. As I understand it, trying to do this as just a duo is actually really hard.
Cool.
So we're gonna find out.
Sounds good.
Accept quest. Let's do it friends only. Oh, I forgot that you can actually set up a password. I should have done that first. Darn. Alright, sweet. This should, hypothetically speaking, just be the two of us. We should be able to... Yep, there it is, we did it.
VR エネルギーが切れるまでに指定数のミッションをクリアしてください。各種携行品も現地調達となります。厳しい訓練となりますが、臨機応変に対処してください。健闘を祈ります。
Sweet. Alright, well. Got a box. Are these items unique? What happens when you pick them up? Nope, it looks like they're not unique. Or, I mean, looks like they are unique because it looks like you're picking stuff up and I'm not picking yours. Alright, sweet. They're not dropping weapons here.
Should probably focus fire.
Yeah. I just noticed I only have moon atomizer, so I should focus on Yep. I have no way of recovering you, so stay focused.
Mm-hmm. We gotta concentrate our damage on
just one.
The same target.
Yeah. Well, ropes only attack your backs, so whoops. Do you have a moon atomizer?
Don't think so.
Darn. What happens if I go to the gateway ship? Your VR energy will not recover and it will affect the overall results for ratings for your party. I'm gonna do it. Alright, I lost a significant amount of VR energy. Laser fence will be deactivated. These are VR capsules. Make sure to pick them up. Alright. Is it a weapon box? Oh, sweet. What is it? They are boots. Let's actually equip them. Sorry about that. What moves do I have? Oh, yes, I want my weapon action. And that's it. Darn. What do you get?
Same.
Ah. At least a dodge move is nice. The secondary weapon action dodge move, yep. Okay. Want that finally. Darn it! How did this happen? Well, I'll be back. I do have moon atomizer, so you don't actually have to go to the gateway ship. If you fell for whatever reason. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. How? I'm hitting its back.
I'm down.
Yep. Alright, this is my... I have 2 more moon atomizers. This game is so hard! Piercing rounds. That does not help me in the slightest. Yeah, that does not help me in the slightest. Darn it! I am very much down. Does that affect their VR energy? Yeah, we might not even make it past the first stage. Darn. That is a shame on my part. not gonna lie. I'm coming! I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. Oh, you can drop items, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have done that. Here.
What are you dropping?
I haven't dropped anything yet. Can I drop this? Yes, I can! Alright, let's drop one mean atomizer. Here. Zonde. That is actually useful. Let me drop this item. Okay, good. That is actually useful for me because I can use Zonde, and that will change the elemental of my attack. Yes, I've noticed that. Add wall D, so let's equip those armor. I don't know if you got your armor too. Oh no. There. Alright, cool. Let's grab this capsule, which didn't recover too much. Get electrocuted by my boots.
I'm down.
Yep, I noticed that. That's my last moon atomizer, by the way. Oh, is that the last one? Yeah, sweet. Oh, what's this? Right, what are we focusing on? Darn it. Okay, nope, don't focus on that. Darn. Okay, well, we lost all of them.
Huh.
Yep. Do you think we can do better next time?
Yeah.
Sure. Leave a comment about your results for this challenge. First try. Confirm. Retry on current block. So this is challenge mode. Now you know. Are you ready?
Yep.
It wouldn't matter because we have to wait until 3 seconds of the teleport to trigger. But yeah, collect all the orbs. Survive as long as you can. Gonna grab some water. Oh, we're already at 9:30. Okay, so this is our last run.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris, we're over time.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Got a star atomizer. I got mostly healing items, so I should probably start dropping some of these items very soon.
Oh, we got friends.
Yeah. We got an unexpected guest going on. Okay. I'm gonna keep focusing on this golf. Alright, I'm done with that golf. Time for the Yetis. Unless I... Oh yeah, I should try hitting the golf stick here, too. What are you focusing on? This Yeti? Watch out from your back. What are you finding? Sweet. Again. Let me figure out what items to drop because you're gonna need some of these. I got a diamond.
I have one too.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a moon atomizer?
I have a star atomizer and one moon.
Okay, well, I'll leave you. Let's leave it at that then. Darn it! Well, I am very dead, and I probably need that moon atomizer soon.
We gotta clear the area first.
Yeah, no good idea. Why did that not work? It is draining the VR stuff, by the way, just to let you know. Maybe I should have just went to the gateway drive and gateway ship instead. That would have been a probably smart idea. Well, I'm just gonna get double jump with these. Wait, how'd that hit? So confused at what gives me iframes and what doesn't.
is that tag?
I don't know. I was wondering what the heck that tag was. Let's see, did I learn anything? Oh, Quake Stomp and Piercing. I don't think anyone has any, so I might as well just use them. Alright, oh. Okay, that was probably a bad idea. Oh, that's a better mob to have.
Did you get a piece of armor?
I did. I got 2 in fact. Why?
Just checking.
I think everyone gets 2.
Okay.
Alright, I'm surviving better now that I have a better understanding of how to jet boots. Oh no, I froze in place. Alright, you can't lock on to the head part of the headpiece properly. Trying to destroy this Darth. This Demarmoth. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's Carthago's all the way on the top. I'm going for Carthago. Can't have long range enemies.
What are you doing? Why are you running way ahead of us?
I said I was gonna get the long range Carthago.
Yeah, but the other player can't hear us.
Oh, that's fair.
You know? Gotta stick together.
But you know, if there was a creature enemy, you know, camping in the back, we would get them first, right?
Not necessarily.
If there are a long range one too, and shooting at you, yeah, definitely.
You see this rod here?
Hmm? Oh wow.
Emergency code due.
Oh, okay. Focus one's head. That's the area I'm just like is there any other? Okay, that's King Yeti. I should probably go for it. Easier than I thought. Yep, sweet. Darn. Oh, that was some enemy with blood, it looked like. That's the first time I've seen that. Darn it!
I got a moon atomizer.
Do you have any monomates left?
No.
You don't? Okay. I can drop those out. Do you want me to try defeating this character? Because I have no moon atomizer on him. Yes, confirm. There. Wait, did I accidentally take that? Darn it! Let me do that again! There. Alright, cool. Do you get the moon atomizer?
Yes.
Not monomates, or monomate is what I meant to say?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. They drop stuff. Attack, BT, Restorative. What's that? Oh, interesting. You ain't share. And go up, I guess. To the next machine. Is it the sub-palette thing? Weak Stomp, which I can't use. Here. Ah, they're here. Sweet. Well, this is going to be really creepy.
Watch out for the spikes.
Yeah. Paul.
Oh no.
Oh snap, I've been shot. Yeah, I've got nothing. Oh, interesting. Well, we got two choices. We're gonna go for the healing Restorative. You can only choose one or the other. I'm inclined to go blue. How about you?
I don't know what does what.
Oh, they uncover these little,
I know what they do, but I don't know which item does what.
Oh, left one recharges our VR thing, right one increases our challenge miles.
Okay, left one.
Alright, yeah. Oh, sweet. I don't know what to do with this character. I don't have any moon atomizers.
Hmm.
Oh, darn it. Now I'm the one to fall. Well, we got pretty darn far.
when I return to this next week, it's 10 to 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, we can't pause it and save it or whatever. I'm down.
No. Alright, well, thanks Chris for dealing with us. That's a wrap. We'll be transported back to the gateway ship, I guess. See.
Okay.
Let's cancel that. Well, we can continue this next time, as usual. But in the meantime, swap back to our good old title screen. Sorry for the extra time there. We had a live concert. We had to go to a live concert, right?
Oh. Have you done that on stream yet?
Yes, we did actually.
Well, before today?
No, that was part of our stream before you came on.
I know, but had you done that before today?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Why?
I was just wondering.
Well, let's see. Next couple of stuff, we could try going through this challenge mode again if we really wanted to. There's also the PvP, which is actually... Which, cross fingers, we don't get any cheaters and any rude people. That might be interesting to stream. I mentioned earlier, time attack is actually really interesting to me as well, largely from a level design perspective. So, I'd like to look into that at some point too. But yeah, other than that, like there's still a ton of content left, despite all the expeditions that we've gone through. Obviously, the expedition is where the meat, where most of the meat and potatoes for single-player action is. But I do want to also start covering other stuff, like the more social aspects of this game, including PvP, including urgent quests. Actually, we'll see if we can get an urgent quest coming up on our next schedule. If not, I'll just pull off a trigger quest, and we can get tests on there and start tackling some of the bigger missions, which I think is really the main reason why most people are here for the raids, which are what urgent quests are. But anyways, there's a lot to look forward to next time, so thanks Chris for dealing with us. We were far too enamored to quit this, so...
You're welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to try that out.
I'm gonna get going. See you guys.
Yep.
See you later.
See ya. Let's pull a close to this.
Okay.
I'll see everyone next week. As mentioned, we will update the Twitch and the YouTube schedule if it turns out that we have a different schedule on the next week's stream. I don't know if Anthony saw the messages, but I'm proposing a new date because my schedule is changing the usual. And, I might have to move the streams accordingly.
Okay.
But we can talk about that more. Again, if you would like to know more information about it, you can check us, for those watching, you can check us out on our Discord. It's available at the link to the Discord. I don't know if it's linked on the Twitch description page, so we should probably add that in there. But other than that, you'll also find us at techdiagnospace.com for such information will be available. Anyways, see ya! We'll see you next stream.
See you next time.
Bye.